The ride-sharing services of Lyft and Uber have finally entered Nevada. Yes, after 2 years, the cab monopoly is using their political power to prevent these services from entering the state. A judge finally ruled last year that keeping them out was an anti-competitive and illegal. Thus, you now have a choice for your riding options. Our next speaker is a lifelong lover of both technology and the competitive marketplace. So he nearly giggly with excitement that yet another monopoly has been pierced to the benefit of the citizens of this great state. Speaking today on the topic of give yourself a lift, please join us in welcoming Jeffrey Purtee. Thank you.
That applause died out a little quick. Let's try that again. Don't you love it when technology actually benefits you? Say yes.
Yes.
If you didn't say yes to that, you probably didn't understand the question. December 31st, 2015. My lovely wife and I are planning on going out with our dear friends, the Trigueros, for a wonderful New Year's evening celebration of a dinner and a show. But I have to tell you, the one thing I'm not looking forward to is driving downtown and parking on New Year's Eve. Now, what you may not know is I have a Ford F-250 3/4-ton four-wheel drive truck. It is not easy finding parking for that in good times. And I have to tell you that New Year's Eve in downtown Reno probably is the furthest thing from good times you can imagine. But then I realized, I recently read that the ride-sharing services Lyft and Uber were in Nevada. So I went and downloaded the apps on my magic smartphone, signed up, put in my credit card, and decided we're going to give it a try on New Year's Eve. So I get in there and I call for a pickup from Lyft. And within 8 minutes, the car shows up at our door ready to go. Here's an amazing thing. I could actually see all of the Lyft drivers within a radius of my house. There were 4 of them. Well, it was New Year's Eve. You would expect a lot of cars out. But you could see them driving around and available. And it would give you a running tally of what your estimated pickup time was when you call for a pickup. Ours was 8 minutes, and he was right on time. A wonderful driver named Travis with a fabulous car. It wasn't a Lincoln Town car, but it was very nice. Something in that category. So off we went downtown for a total ride cost for my house, $17.87. Now, I've taken a cab downtown. A cab ride from my house downtown, $35, $36. So not only is the car cleaner, the driver friendlier, but it was about 60% more or less of the cost. Oh, it was fabulous. As you heard in my introduction, I was practically giddy with joy. So we had a wonderful evening out and had our first Lyft experience. Now it's time to go home. Now it's nearly midnight. We were trying to stay downtown and see the fireworks, but have you ever stepped outside? It's cold, it was about 18 degrees, it's windy, and we decided to take a photo, and in the 23 seconds it took to take the photo, my teeth started hurting. That's how cold it was. So we decided as much as we wanted to stay downtown and see the fireworks, we're going to drive home and watch it on TV like decent, sane people who don't want to stand out in the bitter cold. So I call for my Lyft, and I get the message, no cars are currently available. There are no cabs to be seen anywhere because those are all in use. So I think, well, I've got Uber, the other one. So I pick up Uber, and there is a car available, but Uber has something called surge pricing. Surge pricing is during the very busy times, they charge an increment of whatever, 1.5x, 2.5x your ordinary fare might be. Now, here's a test for all of you people who have not yet used Uber and Lyft. Can you guess what the surge pricing increment is to get a car on New Year's Eve, the busiest day of the year? Any guesses? Any guesses? Sandy? Rachel? Anybody?
10 times.
That's close. The surge pricing is 5.2x. 5.2 times the ordinary cost. But I'm sitting there with my lovely, tired, chilly wife. And I thought, nothing is too good for my beloved. Guys, that's a tip for you. I'll repeat that in case you missed it. Nothing is too good for my beloved. So I call for the car, and it comes. Another great experience, another great ride. And the trip home was, anybody guesses? 5.2x? $83.83. 83. But here's the interesting thing. I've taken a cab downtown, and if I'd taken a cab both ways, it would have been just shy of $40. So the total cost, even at 5.2x pricing, was really only about $20 above what it would have cost me to get a cab each way. This harkens back to a moment 28 years ago, when I first opened the Lotus 123 spreadsheet and played around it. And I had this thought: manual spreadsheets are dead as of this date. Because it was one of those disruptive technologies that you just go, no one should ever do this manually again, ever. I have the same thought about cab companies. I hope you're not an investor in cab companies. Because if you are going to lose it all. As of this date, cab companies are finished. They are done. And in fact, here's an interesting tip. Just a few days ago, the Yellow Cab Company in San Francisco, in business for decades, declared bankruptcy because of Uber and Lyft. Now that's Silicon Valley, so you expect people are going crazy for using these. But they will hold on a little longer than you might expect because of their enormous political power. After all, they kept Lyft and Uber out of the Nevada market for over 2 years, just by the expedient of having all that political power. But now that they're in, trust me, they are gone. They are deader than a manual spreadsheet, because this is a fabulous service. As a final test, just for you today, just because I love you, I'm a sharing guy, I'm a giving guy, I called Lyft for a ride to work today. I live over in Donner Springs area. A cab ride is $16, $17. Same thing. Took me 8 minutes to get a Lyft. He came over. The cost for a cab ride for me, my own little private car, $8.73. If you get a chance, download the Lyft app, download the Uber app, give them a try. I'm telling you, it is going to change your life.